today's workshops. So, what is your mood? How are you?
Thank you, Oksana. Thank you so much for the warm introduction and welcoming everyone. I would say I'm really excited to be here, and I'm happy to share uh, n- to to share those experiences with all the participants. So I hope we'll have a really great session today. Also, it would be more interactive as I also prepared a little practice exercises. So it would be a great opportunity to practice between each other to hear and receive the feedback. And I really strongly believe that on-the-job training is the best training we can have. No dry runs will give us a guarantee that we'll be able to showcase our skills and experience and expertise in the best possible way. So let's also practice today a bit in a safe environment with no judgment, with great atmosphere. So I hope you can have some cup of coffee or your tea or anything else you'd like, and you have a comfortable chair and open mind, and we can kick off.
Cool, Anna. Will we have some dedicated part of the session for Q&A? So how it is more comfortable to you? So can we ask questions now?
Sure. So the session is interactive. In the first part, I will tell you more about the workshop agenda and as well more about, let's say, the ideal CV or preferred version of CV. And then we'll have some interactive exercise and practices. Those won't be recorded, no worries. So this is just for you. This is your time, as I mentioned, in secure space to give and receive the feedback. So you'll be spread across different rooms and you'll work in groups or as well in pairs later on. And in the end, yes, I left some time for questions. I believe networking is really important. So first, I hope that after this session, you'll have tools and expertise and knowledge to be able to showcase your skills and to craft your CV better. But as well, I hope that we may exchange the knowledge. Yeah. So if something is if you found some tools good and more practical, let's share that with others. This is also the aim to share the knowledge and to network.
Cool. Okay, so Anna, the stage is yours. Thank you very much. I'm here, so in case you need my support, just tell me.
Thank you so much. I will share my screen in a moment. Please bear with me. Let me know if you see it. Hope it's there.
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. So there was an introduction already. So I do not need to introduce myself, and this is not like a time for me, to make any commercial about my experience. You can always, invite me on LinkedIn. It's just about you today. So we'll really focus more on you and your CVs and skill set. Don't worry, this won't be a tech support session, so we won't be rebooting any computers today. Uh, it's just about rebooting career confidence. I think that your CV can be compared to a good code. So it's a code to your success. If your code is not optimized, it's going to affect the output. What is in for you for the session today? So what if I told you that with a few tweaks, you could improve how you perceived in interviews? Whether you are generation X, Y, Z, or millennial, career confidence comes from knowing how to frame your expertise strategically. So this is what we'll explore today, building a CV answering questions in a way that makes hiring managers and recruiters stop and take a notice. It won't be another listening mode presentations, as I've mentioned, and I hope that in the end of the presentation, you'll exactly know how to present yourself as the best version of the professional you already are, whether you are an experienced software engineer or just starting in a tech world. So the first part. Let me start with a quick story here. This is a real story from recruiter's world, let's say. We have a software engineer, talented, with several successful projects under her belt, and she's looking for a new job. There are different reasons for that. She had the technical skills, no doubt, but her CV wasn't selling it. Recruiter advocated for her as manager was not convinced whether will qualify her to the interview. So recruiter advocated for her. She was invited for the interview, and guess what happened? No, she was not rejected. She was an ideal candidate. But what if? What if recruiter won't advocate? What if you won't have a chance? What if you've lost that chance? Yeah. So I think probably we've all been there, like knowing that we've got the skills, but sometimes we're just proving really to show them, yes, to showcase them. I think it's here. It's also mentioned. It's worth mentioning some career blockers that we have. Definitely underselling your achievements. So it's while it's easy to list the tasks, sometimes it's really hard to explain the real impact of your responsibilities of what you've did in your workplace or during your studies. Also, as women, we tend to just like undermine sometimes. So this is like the imposter syndrome. Are we enough? Uh, do I have possessed skills? Statistics show that women apply for the role when they met 100% criteria, whilst men need only 60% to apply for that job. So what does it mean for us? Yeah, so we need sometimes to prove we need to believe in ourselves, and we need to prove that we are really enough and our skill set is enough for the role. So this is the first, like underselling your achievements. This can be a blocker. Then the second one, imposter syndrome, also connected, yes, with this. So are we enough? Do we feel like we can get the job, or maybe we feel like there are better candidates or somebody fits better the role? And the last one, also important, lack of structure. So how are we organizing all our achievements and skills into something that impressed as a first glance? Yeah, so those are, let's say, those three most important points that are our career blockers. Let's then go to what we can do with our CV. Yeah, so first, probably you've heard that. I'm sure there are a lot of different guides across the internet, so I'm sure that you've probably seen this. What does it mean tailored? And how we can tailor our CV to the audience. So first, we need to think about the audience, and we need to ask ourselves three main questions. Why? Why are we writing this CV? And what is the reason for this CV? So is the CV getting you a job? No, CV is getting you an interview. Yeah, so this is, let's say, a list of your achievements, of your skill set that should lead you to the interview. So why? Because I want to get an interview. Who? Who is the target? Who will read this? Who will assess it? Who will decide? Yeah, so probably it will be recruiter and as well hiring manager or a group of hiring managers. Yes, so we need to think about them, we need to target them, and we need to think what exactly they need to find in our CV, what keywords, what skill set, what achievements they need to find to be attracted by the CV. Yeah, so this is also important. And the last one, when. So when are we doing this? Actually, it's always a good time for preparing your CV and having it. However, I would say the best when is when a company need a solution, when you will add value to the business, when there is some kind of a business need. Yes. However, sometimes we can also change this picture, and we may sometimes be one step ahead, and we may create some kind of a need across the company. It's also possible. So we need to think about our CV as an elevator pitch. We need to customize it for each role, emphasize your perfect fit based on the job description. How to do it? You are taking the job description for which you want to apply. You are scanning it for keywords, scanning it for skill set, for must have, especially for must have, And basing on that, you are trying to reflect it in your CV. So you are trying to use the same keywords or very similar keywords. And as well, you're trying to showcase your experience. And this should be really visible on your CV. So if you're applying for a .NET position, um, or there are some kind of frameworks you need to have or some other stack, they should be really visible at the first glance on your CV. They should not be hidden somewhere in the end at the bottom of the page or somewhere like, with a small font. They should really shout from your CV that, yes, I have it. I'm the perfect fit. So this is really important. Yes, that I know it's the time consuming. It may be time consuming. Maybe it may be also like frustrating somehow that we need to change our CV for every job. So doesn't mean I will have like 220 CV versions. Possibly it's yes, possibly yes. And but maybe you will have only 10 and you will just get the job, so this is where we are. Of course, sometimes this CV will work for a few similar roles, as when you are looking for some kind of a very like specific job connected with a specific stack and requirement. Sometimes you do not need to shape the CV once again. However, there is no one CV that matches all the jobs, so it's really important that you are tailoring it to the job. And then the next part is structure and format. So I promised myself not to show any examples today. Why? Because we are not cloning. We are not copying here. We are showing our personality, our skill set, and our achievements, and the way we are. We need to be genuine. Therefore, you are preparing your own format, and you are making it structured and well formatted. What does it mean? So few tips and tricks. Definitely clean, concise, and well-organized CVs makes it easier for the reader to quickly find key information. So make sure there are spaces. Make sure it's like the visual format is really eye-friendly, reader-friendly, and that someone can find what they really need. Avoid clutter. Use consistent font style, one maximum two fonts. Really, simple is better. Do not believe in those guys when they're telling you how to prepare very creative CV. If you are not UX designer, probably you won't need it. And still, if you are a UX designer, probably company will ask you about your portfolio and your project. So don't believe in like, fancy CVs and doing some kind of fireworks here. Really, CV is not a rocket science, and it's just a list. It's just like some kind of a document showcasing your skills. Then clearly separate sections so the reader can quickly scan it through. Also, be mindful about name of the document. Yes, so name is also important. Use your name, use your surname, because sometimes we read like, my CV one, my CV two, or my CV and date. Yeah, so this is really important that we know who the CV is, and it's also telling the story. So this is also like part of being professional. Probably you also ask me about the format. What is the best format for the CV? Here, probably it's the best to rely on the message you have from the employer. Yeah, so they typically request some kind of a format. The most popular are PDFs and of course Word, so doc versions. However, if you were asked to deliver some kind of different format, of course, then we need to adjust our CV to the format that is requested. However, typically PDF or doc should work, and also those are working quite well with different applicant tracking systems. So then when the format is popular, when the format is recognized by the system, also those tracking system can check keywords and check your CVs. So this is regarding the structure and formatting. Then I will mention about key CV sections. So this is absolute must-have, what we need to have. Contact information. Yeah, I know it sounds basic, but it's really, really crucial to double check that your contact information is current. No, I even had a pitfall when I just did a mistake in my phone number, and then I was just asking myself why nobody is just calling me. There is no response, nothing. And then I found out that there was a mistake in my mobile number. Silly one, but the true one I'm sharing with you. And it's really, really important just to double check the email, that there are no spaces, also your phone number. Also, attach your LinkedIn profile or other socials, like professional socials, like GitHub, or your portfolio. If you have your page or if you have your portfolio somewhere, and you can share that with a wider audience, so this is not like a confidential project, please do it, because it will also give more information about your skill set. Also, ensure your LinkedIn profile is up to date when you're adding those links. Yes, so sometimes we are not updating LinkedIn profile, but we are adding it to the CV. So they both should be consistent, because recruiter or hiring manager can still look in both in your CV and as well LinkedIn profile. And when something is not matching, then there are some questions that are also coming to our mind, let's say. Then probably you ask me about physical address. Do we need to add physical address? Is it really important to get a job? I believe like city would be probably enough, but it's not a mistake. So if you want to add it, feel free. If you don't want to add it, it's also fine to add only city. This really would be enough. And what is really important, we are not adding any other sensitive data. This will be just enough. Our name, surname, professional email, um, also our phone number, city. We do not need to add marital status, family status, number of children. Yes, believe me, it's sometimes happening that we see those data in CV. So we are not, we really do not need them to make sure that you are the best fit for the role. Then the next part is a professional summary and objective. You can ask me, okay, why do I really need to create it? Do I really need to do it if I have my experience or education? Why do I need to repeat? Yes, it's really important because it serves as your introduction. So it will give a recruiter a snapshot of your qualification and skills and career objectives in just a few sentences. So this section typically appears at the top of your CV, right after your contact information, and the aim of this part to immediately capture the attention of the reader. So yes, it's really great to add professional summary. Professional summary for those that have experience, few years of experience, and you want to showcase your experience. Objective for those who are starting in the tech world. Yeah, so you're a graduate, you are a junior, you do not have a lot of experience, then it's better just to add this part, this paragraph in your CV as a professional objective, and also mention what you are looking for, what kind of skills you have so far. Of course, the most important, work experience. Yeah, so this is the part we need to really think of wisely. Employees are interested in your accomplishments, not just your responsibilities. So try to use action verbs like led, developed, increased whenever possible. Also, try to quantify your results so that you developed some functionality before the deadlines. Also, highlight experience that directly relates to the position you're applying for. So if you have different expertise, and some expertise is matching the profile, some is not, try to make those that are not matching less visible in your CV. They do not be expanded. They do not be very big in your CV. They can take, let's say, they can play second role. The most important is what is matching. Yeah. So what are those skills, competencies, experiences that are directly related to the position that you are applying for. This is really important, as sometimes also we see those CVs are built that way that you need to find this job, that is relating, and it should be visible from the first in the first glance. Yeah, so this is important, just to make sure that that this is visible. Also, for graduates, juniors, you may add relevant projects you've participated, that you have conducted or participated during studies, any voluntary work, additional courses, non-commercial achievements, as well as they are really relevant to the job, you need to list them. So even if you don't have a huge experience, like years of experience, it's still okay to list what you've achieved so far during your studies, and it was not time wasted. You've learned, you also gained skills. Maybe you've also did some project just for yourself. It's also worth mentioning this, yes. And as well, if you are developing your knowledge, gaining knowledge, you're participating in courses, let's also mention this, yes. It will show the employer that you care, that you think about your professional career in a long-term perspective, and that you are that this is like, intrinsic, that you are doing it, that you are not pushed to it, that you are just inspired by yourself. Yeah, so this is your need. Then skills. Quite, I would say, self-explanatory, but how to organize this? So definitely skills need to match to the job you're applying for. So check the job description, try to highlight the skills, and then try to evaluate your skills and also list them on your CV. Good to also use some keywords from as I mentioned previously, from the job description, because those ATS systems, so applicant tracking systems, sometimes they are scanning CVs for keywords. Yeah, so this is how it works internally. For us, sometimes when we are looking for a new person to our teams, we are asking ATS to find us the best fit, the best candidate. So this is what those searching engines on the other side are doing. They are scanning your CVs through key skills. If those keywords, key skills are not mentioned on your CV, or the format is somehow not recognized by the system, probably you won't be listed. So it's really, really important just to mention those skills and words on your CV. Then as well, think about the right order of your skills. Yeah, so those that are must-haves in the job description, try to list them first. Try to start with technical, then maybe soft skills. Of course, if the soft skills are the most important for the job, then let's reorder them. Yeah, so as I mentioned, from the most important for the job to the less important, but let's also try to organize them and structure them from those that we feel like we're the strongest to the weakest as well. If you do not feel like you are really strong in something, or you've just seen this during studies and you know you won't be able to work within that stack, it's better not to mention this. And because I think the honesty is really important. So you need to be genuine. We cannot also oversell, because this is also not the purpose of the CV. We need to be honest, and CV should reflect the reality and your real skills. Then the next part after skills is education certifications. Yeah, so it's good to place this section strategically, either at the top if you are a recent graduate, or at the bottom if you have more work experience. Yeah, so if you have good work experience, then experience will speak for itself. If you are a graduate, it's better just to put education courses in the front. Also, highlight degrees, professional certifications, and any ongoing education courses that align with the job requirements. Yeah, so it should be tailored. If you graduated some studies that are not connected with the job position, you do not need to list them on your CV. So this is important, as I mentioned, to tailor it to the needs. We do not also need all the courses. We do not need all schools. The recent degree will speak for itself. Yeah. So if you've got a master degree, everyone knows you just graduated college. So there is no need to mention this. Also, if there are any unrelevant courses, please do not mention. So if you are not applying for health and safety related job position, really no need to mention about your last health and safety mandatory course that you have accomplished in your last workplace. And optional sections. So do we need to add hobby, or do we need to add volunteer work or projects or personal interest? This is a question actually to you. If you want to add them, and if you want to showcase your additional volunteering work or projects, and you feel this will be an added value for the job and for the future employer, let's just add it. However, those parts should not be, like exaggeratively big. Yeah, so it's really important that we are just keeping them as well concise, and we are somehow correlating them with the job position. Yeah, so this is important. Mm, Probably also you asked me about GDPR consent. It's worth adding this. However, most companies will also ask you to give consent during the application phase. So you will probably be given some kind of a consent, and or there will be a tick box. It's just really up to you. There are also different regulations in different countries, so it's sometimes not so easy to be up to date with everything. I think you should really not worry, and the recruiter always should tell you as well what do you need to deliver in the end. But you may add some kind of a consent. It's really good to update the consent. Yeah, so if you have some kind of old consent from like 5 years back, probably the consent right now is different. I mean, the text of the consent is different. So let's also focus here, just to take the one that is the most up to date. Probably the last thing, really controversial, and there are a lot of topics about that. So, should I have a photo or not? That's the question. Um, it's also up to you. The photo is not giving you the job. If you are applying for tech job, then you need to have particular tech skills, yes, and knowledge and competencies. So your photo will not make a difference. If you are applying for some kind of a job when your physical appearance is important, then probably also employer will request such photo, and it would be mentioned in the job advert. However, um, I believe photo is not really important for CV. It's great if it's there. If it's there, it needs to be definitely professional. Yeah, so no like wedding photo or a selfie with a friend. It should be a really professional photo. Um, that is just that you can use for CV and as well for LinkedIn profile, um, because those are strongly related. And as I mentioned, the last point, like showcase impact. Yeah, so we are using action verbs. We're quantifying achievements. We're demonstrating value, and this part is really really important. I will tell you more in the next part. So we'll go through to the professional summary or objective. Yeah, so as I mentioned, summary for somebody who already has experience and you want to list your achievements, you want to quantify your achievements. Objective, most for juniors, for graduates. However, I also seen very good professional summaries where both parts were combined. So it was a summary of your experience and accomplishments plus your career objective. Still fine. You can also combine if you want to share this message to your future employer. Then that's great, and it also can be combined. So professional summary, when done right, your resume serves as a snapshot of your entire career. So it shows that you're a qualified candidate in less than 5 seconds. Is get the hiring manager interested in reading the resume. Weak entries like outdated software. Let's then upgrade them to the top performance. How we should do it. Something I've already mentioned. So tailoring the professional summary to the job. First, we can start with how long should be professional summaries. Also up to you. It should be quite concise and short. So it's between 2 to 4 sentences. Those also could be bullet points. If it's easier to list it that way, those could be bullet points, but it should not be very long part. Yeah, so it's like really, really a short introduction. It's a snapshot. Tailoring, I mentioned about this a few times already. Yeah, so we're customizing for specific job you're applying to. We are reviewing job description, incorporating keywords and skills, and we're aligning to the role. The next one is focusing on skills and expertise. So highlight your most important skills and areas of expertise. Think of it as your elevator pitch. What do you bring to the table that makes you stand out? Mention your key strengths that are relevant to the job only. For instance, if you're applying for tech role, emphasize technical expertise, certifications, tools, technologies you specialize in. Also, include achievements and goals. Whenever possible, include one or two notable achievements that demonstrate the impact of your work. Try to use quantifiable results. So, for example, increase client satisfaction by 20% through implementation of streamlined process, or implemented the project before the deadline. This show that you are results oriented and you add credibility to your claims. Also mention career goals and showing potential value. So what are your career goals, aspirations, whether they align to the position? For example, looking to leverage my skills in digital marketing to help this company grow. And as well, potential value. So what you can bring to the organization. Yes, what kind of skill set can bring a result, and what kind of result, what kind of value can bring to the table. And the last one I also mentioned, so using power words and action verbs. What are those power words and action verbs? So you can mention responsible for or managing, but you can also try to avoid those repetitions, and you may also try to add different words. For example, uh, if your job was to give guidance or communicate information to a team, you can use other words like advised, advocated, clarified, correspondence, defined, ignited, gathered, informed, interpreted, persuaded. When you reached a goal, achieved, attained, strengthened, initiated, coordinated, developed, managed, orchestrated. When you help the company innovate or launch something new, you may use conceptualized, designed, devised, determined, drafted, formulated, introduced, initiated, launched, originated, or spearheaded. So those are synonyms, yeah. So those action words are synonyms, and it's really great if we are using them in our CV and incorporating them as well in our professional summary and an objective. If you'd like to find those, it's really easy. I would recommend Google search. You put the word power words or action verbs in CV, and you'll have a list of everything, I'm sure. If not this way, you can also ask ChatGPT, and you will get a great results from ChatGPT. Let's make our life easier. We are all in tech, and we are using all those AI as well. So let's try to make a good usage of it. I wanted to give you 3 examples of professional summary that can be for different roles. For example, project manager role. The first one, results driven project manager with over 7 years of experience. So here listed what job position, how many years of experience. Leading cross-functional teams. Yeah, so this means like what have you done so far in the successful delivery of complex IT projects. Expertise in agile methodologies, proven ability to manage budgets, mitigate risks, drive process improvements, seeking to apply leadership and technical skills to enhance project outcomes to XYZ company. Yes, this is concise, short, because there were like 3 sentences showing what you already did, what was their working environment, what you have achieved, and what kind of role you're looking for. That was a project manager. Example second, for a marketing role, creative data-driven digital marketing specialist with 4 years of experience developing online campaigns, managing social media strategies, skilled in SEO, and content marketing with a strong track record of increasing website traffic by 30% in under 6 months, eager to contribute to the marketing success of ABC Corporation. So this is as well showing what you've did and what kind of value you can bring to the table. And example 3 for entry-level position, Motivated recent graduate with a bachelor's degree in business administration, hands-on experience in data analysis and project management through internships, proficient in Excel and Power BI, and passionate about leveraging analytical skills to drive operational success. The exercise, only one question, so it should be fine. Please remember to ask questions in a concise way. Do not make storytelling, so it should be concise. Yes, this was my situation. So I was responsible for the project, and my role was to deliver the part of the functionality for this platform and to debug the code. I had only 1 week for that. What I have done, I have collaborated with different people. I have found this and that, and the result was I have delivered the project before the deadline. So it should not be a storytelling. It's not a long, story building. It's just answering to the question in a very concise way, but using the STAR method. Okay, well, to put those questions there in the chat, I'll try to answer all the questions just in a moment. What I wanted to tell you that STAR method is not for challenge questions, of course. It's just about every competence. Yeah. So what you may do when you are preparing for an interview in the future, you may check the job description for the must-have criteria, and you can also build your own questions regarding those points. Exactly the same way. Yeah. So this is how actually we're building competence questions. We're trying to recall ourselves a situation, what tasks we were responsible for, what actions we have undertaken, and what were the results. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen for the last time, and we'll share with you a few tips and tricks about personal branding. So branding isn't just for companies anymore. You are the CEO of you. We all know how fast the tech industry evolves, and your personal brand needs to keep pace. Try to think about your personal branding as setting up your profile in a game. If you don't choose your strengths and skills carefully, someone else will decide who you are. And trust me, you want to be in the control of your own character. Remember to update your profiles, keep it real, be aware on socials, and context you're sharing. The most important points: be authentic, reflect your true self and true values, be genuine. Try to keep everything in line. Integrity is and consistency is really the key for everything. Make sure that there is the right message, tone, and visuals. What skills and strengths you are highlighting? What are your core values? And also remember about some kind of summary or a goal. And actionable steps: convey confidence. Be mindful of your body language. It's really important how you are also presenting. Body language is showing more than words. When you're having interviews, be mindful of the background. Make sure you feel comfortable. Make sure you have the right place uh, to answer questions. Also, audit your online presence. Ensure your profiles reflect your brand. Share content or projects that showcase your experience. Write posts. Share something important to your audience. Seek advice. Seek different perspectives. And also network and engage with your industry online and in person. And also seek other colleagues. To wrap up, I think like confidence is more about more than just knowing your skills. It's about being able to showcase them effectively. And as a woman in tech, we have the skills, the knowledge, and the drive. Now it's time to take control of our career narratives. And I hope that you'll be able to do it. So let's go further with questions and answers. I'll stop sharing because I would like to see you, and I also would like to see the chat box. There were a few. There were a few questions already. The first was, what about the best layout for the ATS? There is no best layout for the ATS. As I mentioned, like PDF or doc versions, so Word format or the latest PDF version should work well. However, if it's listed that you need to provide a different format, let's try to adjust to the employer's advice and request. Mm, However, typically PDF and Word should work, should work well. Um, The second one is I'm on career break because of caregiving and I want to get back to working. Should I include it in a CV and on my LinkedIn profile? Why not? Women are capable of having children. It's like I would say like embedded function for us, and we should not be, we should not be afraid of sharing that. It's like, work is just a part of our life. Yeah, so there is another part of our life which is very important. It's even the most important part. Yeah, so our real life also when we are like caregivers, where we are having child, when we are, I don't know, having some other breaks because of different reasons, you may of course add it as well to your CV. It's just as well about how you will present it. Yeah, so you might say like it's a family break or life break, or you might say like what kind of project. I also seen those kind of CVs where women are listing what kind of responsibilities they had, because it's not like a holiday time. It's like sometimes even two jobs or three jobs at the same time. So why not? You may list it. There is nothing to be worried about. And I believe wise employers, they know that women sometimes they have a break. Oh, as well men do. Mm, Okay, then we have some insights. You mentioned that many women tend to only apply when they met 100% on the required skills, while men often apply when they meet around 60. My questions: do candidates need to meet all the must-have requirements? Very good questions. To be seriously considered for all, no, they do not need. So I wanted to tell you that there is like a job advert is somehow a wish list. So it's like, it's like a kind request from the employer. I want you, but there are no ideal managers, there are no ideal companies, and there are as well no ideal candidates. Yeah. So if you do not meet 100% criteria, but you meet some must-haves, still you may apply. Okay, because it may happen that the employer is looking for somebody who simply does not exist. And in recruitment, we often look for unicorns, so don't worry and try just to, try just to raise your chances for getting a job, and try not think about that you need to tick all the boxes. You do not need to tick all the boxes. However, be mindful about must have. Yes, if we are looking for a .NET developer, and you never worked with .NET, probably you should not send a CV. Yes, so the must have should be met. If not, what percentage of the required skills? I would not say that there are percentages. I would say like must-haves should be met somehow. Yeah. So if you have the experience, maybe you do not have like there's list 5 years, maybe you have 4, or 2 years, so you have 1. It's still fine because you have some experience. It's not about years. It's about skill set and competencies and your abilities. Yeah. So how far you can go with the skill set, whether you'll be able to debug the code, whether you'll be able to blend with the team and work the same as they will. So I would not say that we can assess somehow. You need to check and scan the job and think, will I be able to deliver that? Or how quickly I learn this, how quickly I am able to fill these gaps. This is about that. Yes, this is about that. Mm, any records for experienced people that want to change their role industry? I would say just write it in the professional summary and try also to work on yourself in terms of your skills and expertise. If you want to change something, then you of course need to somehow inspire yourself by additional trainings, development opportunities, and then try to send the same message to your further employer. You can also write a post. You may ask to reshare as well on LinkedIn, and try to make as well your CV aligned with the message. Yes, there is nothing wrong in changing role and industries, and it's more and more common, I would say. Is it a good idea to ask why the position is open? Of course, why not? You need to know as well when you are making decision, when the employer is asking you about your expertise and, for example, your reasons for changing job, why you cannot ask the same. It's both way, so it's a dialogue. You can of course ask why, because you are also, this is one of the factors that can uh, also drive you to the towards or against the decision, yes, of taking the job or not taking the job. What is the most popular reason for people to leave the company? Oh, there are a lot of different reasons. I would say different generations, different reasons. So it would be we would need another 1 hour and a half to go through all those reasons. Not possible. Asking about the layout, like one column. So regarding okay, I understood. So the layout, not the format. Fine. Thank you for the feedback. Also worth mentioning. I interpreted it wrong way. Regarding layout, it's just really up to you. It's important that it is well. I mean, the visual form as well is organized well. Yes, like you are able to find contact info. That this is not one side, one page. Yes, I sometimes hear like, oh, my CV should be on one page. No, if you have 10 years of experience or 40, it's not possible to have one page of your CV. If you're a graduate, probably yes, but it's about your experience, what you need to showcase there. Of course, it also should not be 5, 10 pages, because it's not, an essay, but mm, it's really up to you how this layout should look like. You can find a lot of different versions. I think for me, simplicity is really the key. So try to, write something, share with others, ask for the feedback. Are you able to find it, or you are not able? Ladies, I want to suggest something. So you have chosen my workshop today. We do not have a lot of people. And I would like to suggest that we stay in contact on LinkedIn. If you have any further questions, this is like some kind of extra benefit from my side from the session today. You can reach me on LinkedIn and you can ask me any questions you want. And also, you may share your CV if you want, and you may share and seek for some kind of advice. Yeah? So, this is like an extra benefit from my side for you. I do not promise I will be able to reply in one day, so please be gentle because I'm here as well, responsible for managing a beautiful recruitment and great recruitment team. So please be gentle. I'll try to address all your questions and I'll try to give you some consultancy. This is what the workshop was for. Okay, so we may do it. We may do it after our workshop today. Looking at the rest of the questions, when changing the role industry, is it okay to apply for the roles that have lower experience requirements because you like the industry better? It depends on you because if the role is lower than you have right now, probably the salary would be also in line with the level. So you need to be mindful of your own goals, like financial goals as well. And if you are open to negotiate as well down and you are open to maybe not achieve the same level, then it's a good idea. However, it's also worth mentioning why you did it, because if there is nothing mentioned in your CV and somebody see you have a very high profile with a lot of years of experience in XYZ sector, then the first question that will come to hiring manager's mind would be, why are you applying for this job if you are overqualified or if you are not working in this sector? So nobody is reading our thoughts. We need to be mindful of the message we're sharing. Yeah, so it's okay, but we need to somewhere add it. Definitely best would be to embed this message into the beginning, yes, so the professional summary or professional objective in your CV. Can I say to my resume and LinkedIn? Yes, you can. I have already mentioned that, so please do it, and I will be more than happy to share a few tips and tricks. And ladies, what I want to tell you is not like we have like I already mentioned this. We do not have one best version of CV. And we have different people, different skill set, different aesthetic different companies, different managers. So it may happen one CV will work better with this hiring manager and another format, another layout will work better with another. But what is the common is you need to have your skill set there, you need to have your experience, and it should be visible. Yeah, so nobody should look somewhere. It should be also well formatted structure with no mistakes, with a clear contact information and clear message. So those are like really the common points, and the rest is just something you can decide because it's also about personalizing. Yeah, so every time you're writing your CV, even using some kind of layouts, using some kind of chat GPTs or any other tools, make sure this is personalized. Make sure this is your voice. This is not someone else. That someone else, someone else. You won't send a colleague to answer your question. So it needs to be all aligned. It needs to be really, really yours. You need to feel this is your document. Okay. I'm mindful about time. We are overrunning time. I also gave you this opportunity to have some. Later interaction. So let's try to have them via LinkedIn. And I will also encourage you to network with each other and to stay connected on LinkedIn. I would like to thank you so much for today time you've spent with us. I hope you like it, and I hope you have some key takeaways after our session.
Anna, it was amazing. Really. So I admire your experience, and these recommendations are very useful now, especially when we have quite competitive market. Yes, I even made some notes. So thank you very much. So yes, we see that our audience is also grateful. So thank you for joining. Before we wrap up our today's session, I would like to take a moment and introduce She's Tech Hub. So we have a community which is designed to empower women, and you can join our platform for staying updated with, let's say, latest event, discuss some industry trends, news, also like get some meaningful connection. What's very important that you can earn She coins at our platform by participating in diverse related activities, and then you can exchange these She coins for learning opportunities and mentorship sessions in our virtual shop. So we will share the link with you. So join us. And the last but not least, so we encourage you to join another day of She is Tech tomorrow. So we will have 3 stages: leadership, workplace, and tech. So we will continue sharing the knowledge with cool discussions, cool speakers. So in case you're looking for new opportunities to extend your soft skills, to meet some industry leaders, or just maybe to get inspired, yes, by your peers in participating in different workshops. So please join us. And yes, thank you for your participation. I'm very happy that a lot of people stayed with us till the end of the session. And Anna, again, thank you very much personally for this very useful session.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.